Hey, everybody, hope you're doing well. I have some late breaking news here. Harold Lowe, who is a locally well known politico who has a political consulting firm and has done a number of great works with the school district and other organizations, including the Oakland Rotary Club, has decided to throw his hat in the ring for Oakland City Council District 2, yeah, just this week, with Friday being the deadline. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to say straight out what it looks like to everybody. Uh, this is sort of a CP time thing. Like, yeah, okay, time for where folks like me and him are commonly believed is responding to something late. All right. Anyway, just I'm just playing it where it lays, way folks. Okay, just playing it where it lays. What I wrote was this: Harold Lowe's CP time run for Oakland City Council District 2 has Friday 5 p.m. deadline. Harold Lowe, a locally well-known Oaklander whose Lowe Consulting has reportedly had Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf as one of his clients, has embarked on a last-minute rush for the Oakland City Council District 2 seat held by Nikki Fortunado Bas, that to some has the look of a political gaming effort. This is the way some people have looked at it, okay? How else to explain a campaign that started just this week, all right? Days before the signature filing deadline. And he's got everybody rushing around like their hair is flying off at the last second, getting signatures left and right, and meeting them every place. All right? And there are some people who believe that Mayor Schaaf pushed Harold Lowe to run against Nikki Fortunado Bas because she's seen by some as vulnerable. I would never make the mistake of underestimating District 2 Oakland Councilmember Bas. Never will. But, hey. Anyway, Lowe's campaign crew started the effort August 9th. And as I write this, it's Wednesday, August 10th. Okay? On one of the Oakland neighborhood listservs, a woman named Leeann Alameda wrote this: "Hello, everyone. I'm excited to announce that Harold Lowe is running for D2 against CP Bas." In other words, District 2 against Council President Bas. Yes, she's the council president. Think about it, okay? He is the only person running against Bas. Actually, technically, that's not true because Derek Johnson said that he too planned to run, okay? He's running for mayor, but he said he was going to switch over. He told that to me. Hal brings a pragmatic point of view to Oakland's problems. He knows this community well and the issues we face, and he will speak up for sensible policies and approaches. I'm attaching his FAQ sheet with more information, she wrote. I don't have that here because it wasn't on the email that I saw. I tried to find it. Hal needs to gather 100 District 2 signatures, resident signatures, by Friday to be on the ballot. If you want to sign the form, there are a couple of opportunities. Harold will be at Leaning Tower Pizza from 8 on 8/10. Okay, so this was the 10th. This was from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So that already occurred. I don't know how it went. That already occurred, all right? And they said stop by during that time to say hello and sign. Okay, there's that. And what I wrote was that Harold not only has to gain 100 signatures, and good ones, and get them to the Oakland City Clerk's office by Friday at 5 p.m., he has to pay $1,000. Now, the good news is if he can't afford the money, the Oakland City Clerk's office will spread out the payments for him. But to be rather jocular about it, Harold is running on CP time. That's the term used to describe how one of us as black folks, who's always running late. Right? That's the term to describe that habit that we were accused of always running late. And this is last minute. It is running late. It reminds me of my contribution to CP time when I ran for delegate during the run up to the 2008 Democratic National Convention. And actually, no, this was in 2012. And I never ran to be a delegate before. I decided, get this, a lot like Harold, I decided to try and run to be a delegate just like 3 days before the deadline. And by contrast, my counterparts, like, for example, I was actually 2008. My counterpart was Tony West. And Tony West, well-known attorney who's now Uber lawyer. I don't mean super lawyer. I mean, he really is a lawyer for Uber. Spent 2 months campaigning, getting his signatures, getting support. And he's also black, by the way, meaning not all of us run on CP time, okay? I think it's kind of funny, but I didn't realize what was going on, and I didn't realize what I should have done until when I was there. And actually, it was John Russo who told me, Zinni, you should have started this at least a month ago. He said, you're late. You have to go and walk, and you got to get you have to get a group of people to come in with you. All right. And what Harold's doing reminds me a lot of what I did. And in retrospect, I wouldn't have done it at all, because what was the motivation for me? I really wanted to figure out a way to go to the convention. I wound up going as press anyway. And so I thought, okay, well, this will, but I met a lot of cool people. And I said this was 2008 if I didn't say so before. It wasn't 2012. But I met a lot of cool people that I just know to this day. One of them, Tony, and I wound up interviewing Tony a bunch of times and seeing him at many events during the inauguration and in the run-up to the inauguration, right? Anyway, so Harold is running, according to this letter, because he's under the impression that Council President Bas is the only candidate running. But again, Derek Johnson told me, let's see if he holds to it, that he's going to shift from mayor to that seat to challenge. Now, Derek has the same deadline, Friday, but Derek has been on this for some time now. And just because his name isn't there doesn't mean he doesn't intend to put his paperwork in and have that done. I'm going to follow up with him to make sure, because there's some changes. For example, I understood that, and I've got to confirm that Rainier Webb is not running against Johnny Ramachandran for Oakland City Council District 4. And that now there are 2 candidates. Also, regarding the mayor's race, Peter Liu has his signatures in. Remember gun-toting Peter Liu with the gun as a logo? He's got his signatures in. So that's the rundown, folks. Oh, and by the way, there are now 6 candidates for Oakland City Council District 6. And a solid 6. So Friday at 5 o'clock is going to be a really, really fun day. Let's see if Harold goes through with this and succeeds, because he's got to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off trying to meet that deadline, man. He's got to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I know the title CP time might seem a little rough to some people, but that is a part of our history. And I thought about this for a long time. I thought it would be a mistake to jump over a kind of look that's obvious. All right. Sorry to say, I'm not saying Harold's not a good man or anything, but if you're running for city council and you do something at the last minute like this, what kind of message are you sending to the people that you claim you want to represent? Okay. I mean, it sends the message of carelessness. It sends the message of incompleteness. It sends the message of spontaneity. It sends the message of haphazardness. It sends the message that you are consistently late, even if you're not consistently late. For something of this magnitude to just sort of jump into it at the last minute is simply not a good look. It just isn't. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowblog.com. And that ends this broadcast.